The graphic says market sell-off. That is perhaps an underestimation of what's really going on here. We're holding at a loss of 600 points at the opening bell and 360 points down for the Nasdaq. Again, that's the opening bell. No clue how it closes. Keith Fitz with us this big Monday morning sell-off. Is this the big sell-off? Is this the capitulation selling, Keith?
I tell you, Stuart, I wish I could tell you it was, but unfortunately, I think it's just another sell-off. It's not the sell-off yet.
Okay, that's putting it kind of plainly, I must say. What should investors buy right now? I presume oil stocks would be not a bad idea?
Exactly. Here's the thing, right? We're at one of those moments, Stuart, where either you believe we're going to have a future tomorrow or you don't believe we're going to have a future tomorrow. I can't fault somebody either way. But if you believe, like I do, there's going to be a future, oil is key. Chevron is at the very top of my list. With the president's policies, oil is going to go to $150 a barrel or possibly even more. And you and I can do the math. We know what that means for diesel. We know what that means for gas prices. It's going to be ugly, but the company's going to profit.
Okay, so you can buy some oil companies and do well. Are you selling big tech?
You know, there's some big tech I'm selling, and I'm selling what I call the pigs with lipstick. That's going to be Netflix, for example, and excuse me when I look at my notes, but that's also going to be Meta. The last adult in the building with Sandberg has left. I think they've got a $10 billion problem because of Apple's changes to privacy. So between those two companies, I think they're both sub 100. I don't want to be anywhere near them.
All right, how low do you think this market could go? And I ask the question because we're facing significant rate increases from the Federal Reserve, probably not much of a decline in inflation, and the Federal Reserve raising interest rates significantly. So how low could we go? I'm looking at the yield on the 10-year Treasury now, Keith. Look at that, 3.29%.
I know it.
So how low could this market go?
Unbelievable. You know, that's a question that I've spent a lot of time, usually in the middle of the night, trying to figure out. And unfortunately, there is no historical precedence to this. But again, if you believe in tomorrow's future, you believe in the sun coming up like I do, that's almost irrelevant because the history shows you buy when people are despondently selling. There's a lot of people despondently selling. I wouldn't be surprised if we take another 5–10% off pretty quickly if the Fed doesn't get some mojo.
Okay, last one. I'm calling it a crypto crash. I know you're not necessarily in cryptos, but how far down could they go in your estimation? Look, you know, 23,000 now for the Bitcoin.
You know, that's also a tough one. In fact, I do own a little bit of crypto, and I'm getting shellacked just like everybody else, but I own it because eventually I think there's going to be digital currency. It's one of those things where, you know, it's failed as an inflation hedge, it's failed as a transaction medium, so the question is, you know, theoretically all the way to zero. I don't think it's a buying opportunity right now. The dust hasn't settled, Stuart.
All right. It's a financial crisis in the stock market and in cryptos.
It is.
Keith, thanks for joining us. Good stuff, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks. The opening bell.
Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below, and of course, click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.